And now, ladies and gentlemen, the action continues from here in Indio, California, live around the world on Dazn. 10 rounds of boxing this scheduled in the super featherweight division. Your three judges scoring at ringside, Rudy Barragar, Sergio Caiz, and Tony Krebs. And inside the ring, in charge of all the action, Eddie Hernandez. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing red and white, he weighed in officially 130 pounds even. In 25 professional bouts, his record, 20 victories, including 12 wins by way of knockout, 5 defeats. He is the pride of Paramount, California. Here is Charles Huerta! And across the ring is his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing lime with white, he weighed in 129 3/4 pounds. In 28 professional bouts, his record outstanding with 27 victories, just 1 defeat, 14 big wins by way of knockout. Fighting out of and representing South El Monte, California, here's a 2012 U.S. Olympic boxer, Joseph Jojo Diaz Jr.
All right, gentlemen, I've been over the rules with you both. You're professionals. I expect you to conduct yourself as such. Touch gloves, good luck.
Jojo Diaz, 27-1, 14 knockouts. Charles Huerta, 20-5 with 12 knockouts. Has not fought a southpaw since 2009, but says he has faced switch hitters and that lefties have never bugged him anyway. Start of round number 1 as the two friends go at it.
Enemies now, the bell ring.
Have you had that situation before, Jesse?
I have. It happened to me early on in my career. I remember they offered me the fight. I said, no, I don't want to fight him. But then my promoter said, well, he's the one that called your fight. He wants to fight you. I said, really? All right, let's make it happen. Yeah. But, man, I beat him up so bad. After the 4th round, I felt bad. I didn't want to stop him, and I didn't want to knock him out. So sometimes it can make a difference in a fight. Ooh, good right hand by Charles Huerta. That gets definitely Joseph's attention, knowing that Joseph is here to, that Charles Huerta is here to fight.
Huerta in the red trunks. Joseph Diaz in the lime green trunks.
Charles focused. Joseph as well. They're looking for the big shot, especially Huerta, I'll give you that much. Another right hand by Charles Huerta, and he's looking for it.
He follows it up with another.
He gave the ultimate surprise to Delgado in knocking him out in the 3rd round. And you just never know with Charles Huerta. Anything could happen.
These two fighters know each other well. They estimate they've sparred over hundreds of rounds together.
Joseph Diaz is moving up to 130 pounds. He fought 126 for a large part of his professional career. That's where he had the opportunity to become world champion. Unfortunately, he came up short. But now at 130, the punches are a little heavier. These fighters at 130 definitely hit harder than the ones at 26. They maybe not have the speed or the explosiveness that they do at 126, but they definitely have more power, and that's the difference. And that's what you're noticing now. That's why every time Huerta connects with that right hand to the chin, Joseph thinks about it, and he pauses for a second. It's only 4 pounds, but it makes a huge difference.
It's an opportunity for Huerta, almost the last gasp for his career. He admits that he did not train hard enough early in his career and regrets it, trying to make the most of the resuscitation. As Diaz tried to put the right on the body.
It was a good one. It was a good hook by Joseph Diaz. But the preparation of Charles Huerta is impeccable. You can tell. He's never had that style where he's completely cut up, but you can tell he's in good shape. What I mean by cut up is very defined in his six-pack and his muscular form.
Like you when you're in the ring, Jesse.
Well, I'm a little cut up. I am. Maybe not after I ate a couple burgers.
Over the hand right from JoJo Diaz.
Stop at the bell, guys. Stop at the bell.
A left hand. Tried to stick it around the mitts of Huerta. And that'll end the first round. Huerta with the biggest shots of that first.
Big right hands.
Listen, you gotta start inching to him. Yeah, listen. He's throwing at you, but you keep sliding back, you keep sliding back. So don't slide back. He's gonna inch throw, let him reach for you, then you're gonna go underneath him, right? Listen, when he's sliding back and he's stepping back, you see how he's trying to reset himself. He's bouncing trying to reset himself. Don't stay back. When he's bouncing trying to reset himself, come a little bit closer to him and go to him. That's right, right? Let's go that right hand. Okay? Let's go that right hand. Keep throwing it right hand. Okay?
One of the interesting things listening to Charles Huerta this week as we spoke with him was him saying that he believes his dad is one of the best trainers in the country and has not gotten his due recognition. And he wants to use this fight to prove that about his father.
So he's not only fighting for himself, he's fighting for his father as well. That's probably why he decided to make a change, to actually focus 100% in his boxing career and try to make the best of it, see what else he could do. Keep in mind, it was a time where it was tough for him to get fights. It was a time of 3 years where he was just, either he had an injury or he just couldn't get fights. But now he's decided to go 100% into his boxing career and see what he can make of it. It's father and son against father and son, because we have on both corners. Joseph Diaz is trained by his father, and of course, he just added Joel Diaz to his training camp as well. We'll see how much this benefits him.
Nice left hand there from JoJo Diaz as Huerta came with a right.
JoJo Diaz has much more explosive, much more speed to his punches and more snap to his punch. Those punches are dangerous. They're dangerous, the reason being that if he catches you with one of those shots and you don't expect it, he can take you down. So if Charles Huerta...
Oh, nice work on the body from Diaz.
If Charles Huerta ever sleeps on him, he can't go down. He will hit the canvas. So he needs to make sure he stays aware and knows exactly where Joseph Diaz is punching from.
Huerta tried to get at the body of Diaz there, then dives down on the head of Diaz, who deflects away.
Charles Huerta needs to make sure that he's not diving in. He just did a couple seconds ago. And that could be a huge mistake on his part.
Leave himself vulnerable?
Exactly, Brian.
Left hand to the body from Diaz. Diaz, an action fighter, great body puncher. Again, hits the body with the left hand.
Oh!
Left hand, big one from Diaz.
And keep in mind, it was because he dove in. He was reaching in with the punches, and that's when he got caught with the counter punch. I can see Charles Huerta going down with another punch similar to that one if he continues to dive in with his punches.
Diaz, big left-right combination.
Diaz is a great counter puncher. And if he could just time his left hand right over the top, he could possibly take down Charles Huerta. Keep in mind, this is a 10-round fight, so we have plenty of time. They have time to pick and choose their punches.
Final 10 seconds of the second round as Diaz again hits him with a right-left. Huerta came with the over-the-top right, just grazed Diaz in a big second round for JoJo Diaz.
Good second round, exactly, Ryan.
Two championship fights to come tonight after this bout between JoJo Diaz and Charles Huerta. Huerta likely taking the first round. Round number 2 seemed to belong to Diaz.
Diaz, he changed something up in the second round. He came alive, he started picking his shots, he started coming in and just looking for the counterpunch, and it seems to be working for him because Charles Huerta is only looking to be aggressive, he's only looking to come in but when he comes in, he makes the mistake of leaning in with every punch that he throws.
He has tried that right hook. Huerta in the red trunks, Diaz in the lime green.
And they both have their defense pretty high. Might bring them to find the pocket for a little bit.
Just nice hand to the body from Huerta, and then a body shot combination over the top. Nice combo from Jojo Diaz.
He stunned him, and he still hurts.
Diaz on the attack of Huerta. And now a left hand to the body.
And a right hand by Huerta.
Great action in his third round as Diaz
Pull his head down, okay?
pulled down the head of Huerta and is reminded not to.
But the cleaner punches were landed by Joseph Diaz in this last interaction that they both had.
Right hand to the body there from Diaz. 1-2 combination from Huerta on the exchange.
Huerta comes right back.
Stuck that jab through the mitts.
It's very obvious that the punching power is coming from Joseph Diaz, but the accumulation of punches is coming from Charles Huerta.
And Diaz, not a busy fighter, averages less than 50 punches per round, but lands over 40% of his power punches, according to CompuBox. Sort of what we're seeing here.
Exactly, but the thing with Joseph Diaz is that if he continues to fight this way, you know, it's going to become more difficult to him as he elevates his game, as he fights tougher opposition. Because most fighters aren't going to, they're going to take advantage of you waiting on them to punch. They're going to hit you and then move out the way, you know, just in time for them not to get hit. So he needs to throw more punches, be more active, be able to set up different combinations, not just one punch at a time, as we saw with Oscar Duarte. Oscar Duarte was just landing one punch at a time, and the other fighter, who had less power, was just being more active, and that's what gave him the victory.
Adrian Estrella, that was. Final 10 seconds of round number 3.
Up at the bell, guys. Up at the bell.
Diaz, left-right combo, and then a big right-handed uppercut. And a vicious ending to the third round.
We in the city on the hash, looking for a beauty on the dash. Trying to get money, not this. I be running gloves, talking hash. I do my own stunts, Jackie Chan with it. I do my own stunts, Jackie Chan with it. I do my own stunts, Jackie Chan with it.
More water?
I do my own stunts, Jackie Chan with it.
You're doing good, but you're not doing enough, okay? Yeah, that's the first thing I told you, okay? And you're not throwing no body shots, especially with the right hand. You're trying to be too fine with that little fire fancy hook instead of just letting them go, okay?
Strong direction from Charles Huerta's father in his corner. As we see the combination from Diaz towards the beginning of the round. And then at the end of the round, landing the uppercut right there.
Terrific uppercut. Charles Huerta did not like that shot, and that can cause a knockdown in the later rounds of this fight.
Fourth round of a scheduled 10 at super featherweight. Jojo Diaz looks to put behind him his missing weight against Jesus Rojas and come up with a big victory tonight.
Charles,
taking a look at the punches through 3 rounds, according to CompuBox. And Jojo Diaz Jr. has landed more. Huerta has thrown significantly more. Diaz, good right hand to the body of Huerta.
he's definitely investing time in trying to slow down Charles with body shots. That's something that Charles Huerta's father and corner told him to do. Armando Huerta told him to begin landing body shots and to make sure not to try and look pretty, but just to be effective with his blows.
Both of Huerta's boxing idols here ringside, Oscar De La Hoya as well as Miguel Cotto. So an added audience for Charles Huerta.
Another incentive to perform for them and to come out with the victory tonight. If he comes out with the victory tonight, he's back on the spotlight. He puts himself back into position for bigger and better fights.
Right hand to the body from Huerta, then tried the left-handed uppercut.
It worked for him.
Nice combination there from Huerta as his corner applause.
this is the mistake that Joseph Diaz does, is wait. He waits on his opponent. He lets him do what they want to do for him just to land one vicious shot. But guess what? If you don't knock your guy out with those vicious shots, you know, the accumulation of punches will hurt you in the end.
Powerful exchange there. Diaz trying to go to the uppercut. Strong right hand to the body from JoJo Diaz. And then a left to the body as they fight in close quarters here in this 4th round. Right hand lands on the body again from Diaz.
Tell me, Ryan, do they look like friends right now?
I think you're right. When the bell rang, it became all about business. Big right-left combination from Diaz on the attack.
This is a sport that we become accustomed to, knowing how to switch on and off the aggressive button. Oh, good uppercut. That was a nice one by Joseph Diaz. Didn't have much power to it, but it landed cleanly, and if he continues doing it, he's gonna be able to go up on the scoreboards.
Left hand lands from Diaz as Eddie Hernandez Sr. says, look out for the head to JoJo.
Charles Huerta doing a good job of using his right hand, his straight right hand.
That's the end of the round as we check in with Beto Duran.
And Ryan, both corners have an additional person in there. They both have new cutmen. Now with Joseph Diaz Jr., you talked about him coming and training with Joel Diaz in the Coachella Valley. Joel is working as his cutman, so if you see JoJo's dad speaking to him after he gets done, it's Joel, no relation, whispering into JoJo's ear. On the other side, Charles Huerta, his dad Mondo, is his main trainer. But they've added Rudy Hernandez to come in and work cuts. And Rudy, a longtime fixture in the boxing scene, especially in Southern California, brother of the late Gennaro Chicanito Hernandez. He's been around, and he said, I've known both these kids since they were little kids, and just like you said, Jesse, in the ring, they're not friends. That Rudy was telling Charles, every morning you wake up and say, I'm going to beat JoJo Diaz. That became his mantra for the last month.
Well, you've said, Jesse, as close as you are, it's easy once the fight begins to separate that and make it about your work.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, listen, Charles Huerta and Joseph Diaz have been doing this for years, and they've sparred and boxed and fought with several of their friends, especially in the California area, since, you know, their activity is so high when it comes to the amateur programs. You're going to have to fight with friends, so they're used to this. And Charles Huerta put in his mindset to knowing that he's coming to win, you know, in a spectacular way, you know, just automatically gives him that much more, makes him eager to look for the victory.
Big combination there from Diaz. So you can see Huerta started the round trying to use the jab more. Left hand to the body from Diaz. How many jabs have landed in this fight? 5 between the two of them. The power punches have landed. 58% of them for JoJo Diaz Jr.
Just 5 between the two of them. Maybe 6 now, because I saw one land by Joseph Diaz. But definitely, I mean, a jab is a key factor in any fight. Whether you're a veteran or a beginner, a jab is the first thing they teach you.
Huerta signed with Golden Boy in 2008, was released in 2011, then re-signed after upsetting previously unbeaten Ivan Delgado in 2017. As the two fighters separated.
Delgado was actually
big left hand there from Diaz. Clean left hand with a lot of power behind it, and now a right from Diaz. He has landed his power punches with great precision thus far tonight. Another left hand from Diaz. Huerta has not fought a southpaw since 2009. Biggest punches that Huerta has landed came in the first round.
Yes. And anything after that mainly have been body shots that he has landed when it comes to power punches. It hasn't become easy to find the distance to land punches on Joseph Diaz.
Another combination from Diaz. Right hand stuck for a moment from Huerta, who lost his footing, and then a right hand clean from Diaz. He is after Huerta, sensing opportunity here in the 5th round. Huerta clearly feeling those blows from Diaz. Final 10 seconds of the round. Diaz stings a left hand and another combination. A furious finish to this 5th for JoJo Diaz.
Give me some deep press. Give me some deep press. Clean his face. Give me some deep press. Clean his face. You get too careless. Relax, okay? Relax.
Well, JoJo Diaz landed some monster shots in that 5th round.
Especially that straight left and that right hook right over the top. As you can see it, that's the one that caused problems here. He hit him right on the temple. And this is the end of the round where he lands once again that same hook. There you go. Straight right hook and left hook. And it's making damage. Rocked him right to his feet. Once again, that's the way it ended, Ryan.
How does Diaz come out aggressive in the 6th?
He will have to in order to try and finish this fight early. Especially since they hurt him the last round.
8th time that JoJo Diaz has fought here at Fantasy Springs. Diaz in the lime green trunks, Huerta in the red and white. Left hand to the body from Diaz.
JoJo is doing a great job of leaning to his left, staying out of the distance of Charles Huerta, trying not to get hit. That's why it's become so difficult for Charles Huerta to land any punches. He's leaning to his left, so it makes it difficult for Charles to land anything.
Right hand following a left from Diaz. Goes back to the body here.
Good right hand, good hook, and then straight left, right down the middle. Another right hand, I'm sorry.
Sets up the left there.
You see, this is the reason why not throwing a jab can't affect you, because that will let wide punches come in right through the side, right through the temple, you know, and that's what's happening now. If Charles Huerta would throw the jab, that would maintain him at distance, and it would maintain Joseph Diaz away from throwing wild shots like he is.
Instead, Diaz able to wail away in this 6th round of a scheduled 10.
That's exactly what he's doing, Ryan. He's welling away with those big right hooks, left hooks. Without a nation
there. Again, it was able to stick it through the mitts of Huerta up top.
But Huerta's still in the fight. He's pushing forward, pushing the attack.
Showing a strong chin?
That he does have, yes. And tremendous heart. He's always had that. I've known Charles Huerta since we were 14, 13 years old. We'd see each other at all the national tournaments. We are just around the same age. He's a little older than me. And Joseph Diaz is a great fighter, very talented, made the 2012 Olympic team. And he's trying to look for another opportunity at the world title. He has a bright future ahead of him, but this is a good test for him. He definitely needs to stay more focused. He needs to stay determined and be responsible when it comes to his career.
Let it go, step back.
Final 20 seconds of this 6th round. Diaz hits the body with a left hand and then a left hand up top as well.
Another right hook, right over the top.
Diaz with such power behind that left hand.
Diaz is looking for the knockout and he's laughing when he's doing it.
Yeah, he's smiling as he goes after his good friend Charles Huerta. At this point, Jesse, what options does Charles Huerta have?
His father just told him exactly what he needs to do. He needs to find something to do. He needs to find a way to get in the inside to begin landing his combinations, his straight left, and will possibly may open up other opportunities as him throwing the jab, him using the feints. He's just coming straight in. He's not preparing anything coming in upon being aggressive. You know, so that's what he needs to start changing. Start putting up those feints, start using the jabs, and then maybe that will open up opportunities because Joseph Diaz is very explosive and he's strong, you know, well on the 7th round.
Diaz had Huerta hurt, but Huerta able to recover. Power punches have swayed heavily in the favor of Jojo Diaz. How about that last round? 69 landed to Huerta's 3.
He's beginning to land more punches. It's pretty obvious. He's looking for the spots and he's finding them now. He had some trouble in the first round and a couple of the rounds in the beginning, but now he's just loading up with all the shots, and he seems to be landing most of his punches.
Diaz in clear control of the fight. Do you think there's any part of him that thinks about the friendship when it comes to going for the knockout?
I don't think so, because it's very obvious that he's going after the knockout. He tries to load up with 80% of his shots, so he's trying to knock Huerta out. He hasn't landed the punch that takes him to the canvas. That's all it is. He's definitely vicious in there, and that's something that he told us in the fighter meetings. I try and knock out my friends. That's what I'm used to, so I'm going to do the same in this fight, and then afterwards, we can probably hang out.
Said they'll grab a beer after the fight.
Grab a beer after the fight. Exactly.
Diaz lands a big left. He really stepped into that one.
Joseph Diaz is a talented fighter. From my perspective, what I see is that he just needs to be more determined. He needs to be willing to make bigger sacrifices in his career. That way he continues to elevate his game and can become a world champion.
Still 2 world championship fights to come here tonight at Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino. Ray Vargas and Alberto Machado will both be defending their respective titles. 30 seconds remaining in round number 7.
Joseph is looking for a shot. You can see him.
Trying to line it up.
He's like he's un cazador. He's just on the hunt. That's what that means in Spanish. He's on the hunt. He's trying to look for that big shot that would take Charles to the canvas.
Stop at the bell, guys. Stop at the bell.
Left hand defended nicely there from Huerta. And a couple of jabs from Jojo Diaz to end the 7th round.
Drink it, drink it.
Start of the 8th round between Jojo Diaz and Charles Huerta. 3 straight right hooks from Jojo Diaz.
With bad intentions.
Ooh, and a straight left that caught. Let's check in with Beto, who's with Joel Diaz.
Joel, what'd you tell Jojo between rounds?
I said, why'd you give him life? I mean, he's not tired. I told him, you tired? He says, no. I said, why'd you give him life in this round? Obviously, the previous rounds, he hurt him. And at one point, he landed so many shots, clean shots, that I thought the referee was going to step in, or the corner can possibly, stop the fight. So in this last round, he give him life. He slacked it, slowed down because he's feeling comfortable, and that's what you don't want to do. I don't want him to feel comfortable, and that's why I told him, hey, get in there and work.
Thanks, Joel.
That makes sense. It was very obvious that that's exactly what happened. He seemed like he was going to knock out Charles a couple rounds ago, but then just slow down. And that's what he needs to change. He needs to stay performing at the highest level in every minute of the fight. That way he can continue to possibly get more knockout victories on his record.
Right hand returned by Huerta. Then a left hook from Huerta. Right hand to the body and a stiff one from Jojo Diaz.
Now it became more of a brawl. They're both fighting on the inside.
Combination from Diaz with the right hand landing. Another three-punch combination from JoJo Diaz. Huerta's game.
He's not giving up. He's pushing forward when it comes to Huerta. And Joseph is doing the same thing he has been doing for most of the fight. Just looking for his big punches. Hurt him in the 6th. Now he's trying to look for that next blow to put him away once again. We have two more fights. 2 more fights left on the card.
A couple
Great
world
fights.
championship fights.
Yes, we have Machado against Cancio. And then we have Rey Vargas against Manzanilla. I'm actually looking forward to both fights. Manzanilla being a rugged, tough fighter, ready to put up a great performance, trying to become the WBC world champion. And in order to be that, he needs to defeat Rey Vargas. But Rey Vargas, he is a very talented fighter. He represented Mexico in the national team in several international tournaments. He's had a terrific career so far.
To box financially, his wife, Martha, is an aerospace engineer for Boeing. He will tell you there's no financial pressure for him to box. He just wanted to give it one last run. And after he shocked Ivan Delgado, he has continued on that path, trying to make one last dash. But JoJo Diaz, his good friend, has controlled this fight. After Huerta had an impressive first round, it's been all JoJo.
Yeah, I agree. JoJo was able to adapt to the fight, to adapt to Charles Huerta, and maintain control.
4-punch combination, and one of those was low from JoJo Diaz, as he's told by Ed Hernandez Sr., our referee. A left-right with the right up top after the left hand of the body. Huerta trying to use that jab as Diaz.
Good combination by Joseph Diaz. He changed it up. He's not loading up with one punch, but he's coming in with several punches at a time. That's what he needs to continue doing. That's going to help him look for that knockout.
9th round of a scheduled 10. Double uppercut from each fighter exchanged. In close quarters here. Right hand to the body from Huerta.
It seems like Charles Huerta's corner knows and has accepted that he's not up on points. That's exactly why they asked, what are you doing, man? We just need you to go out there and fight. Just make sure to keep your hands up, though.
So you got to come up with something.
Yeah.
Stop, step back.
Knowing
step
that
back, no
if
punching.
it goes to points, it's going to go JoJo Diaz's way.
It's a tough fight. I mean, JoJo Diaz is a talented fighter, as I said several times in the past. And he's doing what he has to do in order to come out with the victory. As long as he continues this type of fight, continue dictating the pace, you should be able to come out with the victory.
Diaz landed the left hand to the body of Huerta.
Huerta's game, though. He's not stopping. That's exactly why we're getting action-packed fights, because Huerta is continuing his aggression.
Another combination inside there from Diaz. Huerta hangs in. Right hand landed from Diaz cleanly.
And another left hand right over the top.
One punch. Box.
Huerta has shown that strong chin. There have been a lot of power punches that have landed throughout the night from JoJo Diaz. Another stiff left hand from JoJo.
Vicious, Ryan.
Had Huerta on his heels for a moment. And a right hook to end the 9th round. Some big shots landed in this night.
From both fighters. Good hook from Joseph Diaz. He continues to look for shots right over the top, just like that one there.
Don't worry, it's the last round. It's the last round. I know. Don't worry about it. Okay. Don't worry about it. Hey, no. Last round. He's trying to knock you out. Okay? And you're not trying to knock him out. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. You need to go knock him out. It's the last round. Okay? You gotta go for it. Okay? You're doing really good. You're landing some great shots. Put the icing on the cake, baby. Let's go. Okay? Let's do it. Come on. It's gonna be, give it a one last good round, dude.
Will JoJo Diaz go for the knockout? The 10th and final round between these good friends, JoJo Diaz and Charles Huerta.
Both corners send out their fighter to look for the knockout. When it comes to Charles Huerta, I'm not sure that would be the best decision to make, just because when he goes out and looks for the knockout with any means necessary, he opens up. And that's when Joseph Diaz can come in with his great counter punches and taking Huerta out.
Strong right hand lands from Diaz. Huerta has not been knocked down in 10 years. He's shown a terrific chin tonight as Diaz unloading power punches in this final round. Trying to end it decisively.
Charles Diaz put the icing on the cake. Finish up this right hand with a sensational victory. We'll see if he's able to do that.
Left hand counter there from Huerta landed. See Diaz leaving his hands down as he just gets ready to wind up.
You know what? He's not very intimidated with Charles Huerta's power, and that's why he keeps his hands down. He needs to.
Step back.
Well, he's just confident. That's what it is. It just shows how confident he is, and Charles Huerta just doesn't have the power to hurt Joseph Diaz.
Left hand to the body from Huerta. Huerta hanging in, withstanding vicious blows from JoJo Diaz, who has dominated this fight from the second round on.
Stop, let him up, let go, step back. Box.
Huerta trying to unleash a couple of shots here before time is up.
52 seconds to go. And the fight is staying in the pocket. Joseph Diaz is scoring all with big shots.
Huge left hand from Diaz. He has consistently landed big shots throughout the evening. Huerta so tough hanging in there.
Watch your head, Joe. Watch your head, JoJo.
Diaz and Huerta fighting inside here as this 10th round winds to a close. 15 seconds left in it. Some activity to finish things off. Diaz gets away one last strong left, and that will do it as the two buddies hug and the fight comes to a close after 10 intense and hard-fought rounds.
The crowd comes to their feet after a very entertaining match. It seems that Joseph Diaz took the victory, but we'll have to find out what the judges have to give here.
For JoJo Diaz, the kind of performance he needed, bouncing back after his slip-up, missing weight against Jesus Rojas.
There's always room for improvement. He's still a very young fighter. He needs to continue to improve and just go back to the drawing board, go back with his training camp, because I'm sure that he's his own worst critic and he always wants to be the best that he possibly can, and I'm sure that I expect more of Joseph Diaz. I think he has much more left in him. As for Charles Huerta, he put on a good fight, a good performance. I think that Golden Boy will continue giving him good fights, and hopefully in the future he'll be able to give a shocking surprise and come up with a victory over another prospect. But it doesn't seem that he did enough to get the victory tonight.
Two good friends who at the press conference earlier this week, you don't always see this. Instead of scuffling at the end of the stare, how about a friendly embrace? Not what you usually see at the press conference. And at the end of this fight, JoJo Diaz and Charles Huerta still friends.
after beating each other up for 10 rounds. You know, this is boxing. At the end of the day, it's a gentleman's sport.
Taking a look at the total punches landed, obviously heavily tilted towards Jojo Diaz, who lands 253 punches to Charles Huerta's 86. And the power punches also slanted heavily in Jojo Diaz's favor as he lands 50% of the power punches that he released tonight. So an impressive performance from Jojo Diaz. Taking a look at the highlights of this battle between Jojo and Charles Huerta.
These are some of the moments when Joseph Diaz actually hurt Charles Huerta with some big shots in the exchanges because they were both exchanging. This is probably the moment that Charles Huerta was put in a bad position. They really stunned him, but then he stayed in the fight. He was game. He never stopped, and they finished throwing punches.
So they await the decision, and we will get it now from Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all three judges have it the same, 99-91. Your winner by unanimous decision, Joseph Jojo Diaz Jr.
So a unanimous decision win for Jojo Diaz as he improves to 28-1. Charles Huerta falling short in a valiant effort as he hung in, taking power punch after power punch from Jojo.